I'm not riding the elevator.
Steven, what's going on with your behavior? You got a whole host of complaints from the nurses that you need to change your behavior. You haven't. There's nothing I can do to help you. So you're done here. You will not be admitted back. You are finished.
Can I please have another chance?
No.
This moving day is already way too wild for Crystal and her family. Crystal and her family are packing up for a huge move to Houston. She's got a big mix of excitement and worry, especially since anything could go wrong on the road. The whole family's on edge, like, are we really doing this? Buckle up, because it only gets crazier from here.
Anything else on the counter that could go in this bag?
No.
Okay. Today, me and my family are packing up all my stuff to move to Houston so I can try to get on Dr. Now's program to lose weight. And it's making me feel really anxious because so many things could go wrong on the road and in Houston. I want to get this going. I want to get loaded up. I want to get on the road.
Crystal's family is super dedicated, and it's pretty amazing to see how much they're all pitching in. Her brother Josh is basically her MVP, helping her get everything ready. He knows she couldn't make this trip without him, so he's there doing the heavy lifting, literally and emotionally. With Josh on her team, Crystal's got some serious support, but wait till you see the bumps ahead.
My brother's gonna go with me to Houston, so I'm extremely thankful for him and all he always does for me, because I know without his willingness to do this with me, I wouldn't be able to.
Watching Crystal get all emotional over her daughter's sacrifice just makes you go, aw. Her daughters are leaving behind their friends and all their favorite things to go with her, and Crystal knows how much that means. She's so grateful, which just shows how much love is holding this family together. But as sweet as this moment is, things are about to get real messy.
Their life here to do this with me. I don't take that for granted at all. Did you find Ben, Josh?
Yeah, he's coming to help now.
Okay. My Uncle Ben is gonna come with us too, and just help us until we get moved into our new place.
You can feel the stress building as Crystal realizes they have almost no time to waste. She's got this appointment with Dr. Now just 5 days away, and she's feeling the pressure big time. They're rushing like mad to stay on schedule, but she's worried it won't be enough. This appointment is her one shot, and missing it could be a disaster. Wait till you see what happens when the clock really starts ticking.
I wish I had more time, but I don't. Because I called Dr. Now a couple weeks ago, and I got the earliest possible date for an appointment. And it's 5 days from now, and I don't want to waste time, so we're just gonna have to go. I've been trying to get everything in place to make this move, but this is a big leap of faith for me and my whole family. Oh, you got that?
Yep.
Because none of us know how this...
The rush is on, and Crystal's stress levels are through the roof. The family's hustling to make sure they're on time, but Crystal's freaking out about falling behind. If they miss too many hours, this whole plan could fall apart, and her anxiety just keeps growing. Time's running out, but the wildest moments are still on their way.
Because if we fall too far behind, this could be bad. I feel like we're getting close to being done and to where we can get on the road. But it's just a lot to get ready for it.
Why are you walking fast?
Because I want to get done.
This is where things go from stressful to just plain awkward. Crystal and her family are trying to clean the house, but Crystal's not loving the mess they're dealing with. She starts venting big time, and it turns into a family argument with everyone throwing some shade. The family tension is already peaking, and they haven't even left yet. But trust me, it's about to hit another level.
I think we're all getting nervous about the whole trip. Seeing our empty place is making it sink in that we're doing this. And my brother's had to rearrange his whole life to get ready for this too, moving halfway across the country just to try to get help for me.
Watching Crystal deal with random people staring is just yikes. She's feeling super self-conscious as they load up the truck, and you can tell she's annoyed by the looks. Part of her wants to throw some shade back, but her family's like, keep cool, keep cool. It's a tough moment, but they manage to move along, only to face a whole new set of challenges.
Can I flip them off?
No. I'm already exhausted just from this. But hopefully, it'll get a little easier from here once we get on the road.
Okay, we're good to go.
Goodbye, little house.
Crystal's goodbye to her mom is so sweet, but also a little heartbreaking. She makes a stop to see her mom one last time, knowing they won't see each other for a while. Even though they've had some issues, saying goodbye is still pretty emotional. Crystal's got a lot of mixed feelings, but she knows it's now or never. Just wait until they hit the road.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, daughter.
We're here to say goodbye.
So you're off and running to Texas now?
Yeah. We just came to say bye.
Well, when do you think you're gonna get there?
Probably next week.
Okay, we're being sarcastic. Okay.
No, I mean, technically speaking, probably next week, Monday.
Leaving her hometown after all these years is a huge deal for Crystal. She's feeling a bit sad, especially since she's been there her whole life. But she knows she can't mess this up because her daughters are depending on her. It's a big moment, showing how determined she is to make this journey count. And leaving her comfort zone is only the start of the challenges waiting for them.
It's not an option. As hard as it is to say goodbye, I'm happy about what it means for my future because this is a chance to get my life back and be there for my kids. And so no matter what's ahead or how hard it is, I'm gonna do everything I can to take advantage of this opportunity.
Finally, Houston's in sight, but Crystal's pain level is through the roof. As they reach the outskirts of Houston, Crystal is absolutely wiped out and aching everywhere. She just wants to crash at the hotel and rest, even though they're finally close to their goal. Getting to Houston is huge, but the hotel drama is about to take it to a whole new level.
We made it to the outskirts of Houston, and if I wasn't in so much pain, I'd probably be more excited. My body is in so much pain, it's almost unbearable. So I just want to get to the hotel and get to bed as soon as possible. Yeah, we're here.
This hotel mess is just next level ridiculous. Crystal finds out their room is on the 3rd floor and she's like, "Are you kidding me?" She's exhausted, freaked out, and the idea of hauling herself up 3 flights is a nightmare. But she decides to push through anyway. Little does she know, things are about to get way more complicated.
Oh my God. No, I'm not.
What happened?
I almost fell. My leg is a rock. You want to listen to me? Oh, it's fine. Come on, I'll help you.
Crystal's got a big-time elevator phobia, and it's not helping the situation at all. She doesn't want to use the elevator, but the stairs sound just as awful at this point. She's stuck in this scary choice between her fears and her physical limits, and you can feel how nerve-wracking it is for her. And trust me, the challenges are just piling up.
Oh! Nope, 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 I'm not riding the elevator.
Wow, right off the bat, this food situation is intense. The protagonist talks about how they're always hungry and can't seem to stop eating, no matter how hard they try. They know they're at a point where they just can't go on like this, but they don't have a clue how to get things under control. This is where we see the start of the struggle, with food pulling all the strings. It's only gonna get more wild from here.
I always want to eat, and I know my eating's more out of control than it's ever been, and that I'm getting to a breaking point. But I've tried to stop and I can't, and I don't know what to do.
You want me to make 4 patties?
Can you do 6?
Just when you think it can't get any more complicated, the family jumps in. The protagonist's mom helps them out all day, and while that's nice, it also means they rely on her way too much. They're glad their mom isn't bugging them about their weight anymore, because now they get to bond over eating together. Food is their little family activity, if you can believe that. This whole family is deep in it, and it's about to show even more.
How many you want?
Why don't you do 8?
All right.
If I didn't have my mom's help, I know I'd be on my own during the day and wouldn't be able to take care of myself, so I'm thankful for her help. But the one change I'm happy about in our relationship is that my mom is no longer trying to get me to lose weight or eat better. I think a part of her likes some of the food I eat, and I feel like eating is a...
Okay, if you thought the mom was hands-off, think again. She openly admits to spoiling her child with food, even if it's probably not the best idea. She just can't stand to see her child hungry, so she keeps the plates coming. It's one big circle of, "I'll give you food if it makes you happy." Things are about to get even messier in this food-filled family.
I've had conversations about eating, dieting, and I know I'm an accommodator, but she is hungry all the time. And the idea of her being hungry just eats me up. So to keep her happy, I spoil her rotten.
Holly has a big appetite.
Now things get real as we watch the mom face some hard truths about her child's health. She's seriously worried about what's going to happen if things don't change soon. No one wants to outlive their own kid. The scene hits home as she realizes that this isn't just about food, it's about life and death. This parent's got some big fears, and the family's got a lot more tough moments ahead.
The food into her mouth fast enough. And I worry about Holly because it's just not healthy being that big. I don't want to lose her. Nobody's supposed to have to bury their children.
My parents and me have dinner, but that meal is just the start of my dinner.
Who knew late night snacks could become a whole second dinner? The protagonist doesn't stop after a regular dinner. They join their partner later for a whole new meal before bed, complete with fast food. Bedtime burgers, anyone? This routine is so casual you'd think it's normal, but it's just more of that spiraling pattern of endless eating. Things keep going deeper, and it's not getting any easier.
Late, he comes home after we're finished, and he gets fast food on the way home for both of us. So once I've finished eating with my family, I go and get ready for bed. And then me and Ray will eat together before I go to sleep.
I got the food, sweetie.
So, turns out this eating thing is basically an all-day sport for the protagonist. They go over how many meals and snacks they eat in a day and admit they're never really full, which sounds exhausting just to hear. No matter how much they eat, they're always hungry, and they know it's getting way out of control. There's this constant fear of something major going wrong with their health. If you thought this was rough, just wait. It's going to get even more intense.
I've had probably 4 or 5 meals and a whole lot of snacks, and I'd keep eating if I could, because I'm never full, and I always want to eat. And I know my eating's more out of control than it's ever been, and that I'm getting to a breaking point. But I've tried to stop and I can't, and I don't know what to do. And I'm scared because I know I can't keep going much longer.
All right, here comes a tiny glimmer of hope. The protagonist decides to make some big changes after seeing Dr. Now, trying to move around more and eat less. They're a little proud because they can see some progress, but they're also really worried it won't be enough. This is a real turning point, but making these changes isn't easy. And with each step forward, temptation isn't far behind.
Since my appointment with Dr. Now, I've been working on making the changes I need to do his diet and exercise to get my stamina up like I need. And I'm trying to rely less on the wheelchair and move around more. And I feel like I'm making progress and that I'm looking a little smaller. I just really hope it's enough because I'm sacrificing a lot and working really hard to do this.
Changing up your whole diet, easier said than done. Our protagonist feels like giving up their favorite foods is like losing a best friend and watching their family munch on all the good stuff makes it even harder. They feel like the food they used to love is still calling their name. The struggle to avoid snacks is so real here, and it doesn't help that family members aren't helping. With all these cravings, the temptations are only going to get harder.
It's been difficult giving up the food I love and crave and that makes me feel good, and I'm really struggling with that. Food has been what's there for me, and it's been what's comforted me my whole life. So completely changing that instantly just isn't easy at all. And what makes it even harder is that my family decided they weren't going to do the diet with me. Ray and my mom are still eating what they want, and having some of that temptation.
A daily routine with food at the center, this family's got it down. The protagonist's dad even brings breakfast up so they don't have to go downstairs. Talk about service. This only makes things worse, as it supports the habit of inactivity while keeping food right within reach. There's a whole schedule built around food, and it's not helping. The family's enabling ways just keep rolling along, and next up is a major test of willpower.
Can't wait to start eating.
Okay, sweetie, I'm gonna send it up.
Alrighty. My dad will make me a plate and send it up to me so I don't have to go downstairs again until breakfast.
Nikki has always had problems with her food addiction. There were many times that I would talk to her about her eating habits, but Nikki has told me food is one thing I have control.
Time to tackle the pantry. After that talk with Dr. Now, the protagonist decides to get rid of the junk food in the house, and it's way harder than expected. Letting go of those favorite snacks feels like breaking up with an old friend, but they try to stay strong. It's a rough start to cutting back, but at least they're trying, and even though it's a big step, temptation will come knocking again soon.
Doing the doctor, the first thing we did was get rid of the food that was not on the diet. It was really hard to let some of that go. I've really had to take it a meal at a time because if I think about it, I'll get totally overwhelmed.
Start eating, y'all already done.
Well, yeah, before you eat it. Figure out how many calories.
Mine came to 345.
Just when you think they're on the right track, here comes the ice cream truck. The protagonist decides to call a trip to the ice cream truck their exercise for the day. They're thrilled to get their favorite treats. Even though it's clearly not part of the new plan, the temptation here is so real, and it's a funny twist on getting exercise. And just when you think they're full, up next is a craving for an even bigger meal.
Hey, what can I get for you today?
What's going on?
All right.
I need 3 sodas,
3 sodas.
2 bags of hot fudge, a nutty buddy, a strawberry shortcake, an ice cream sandwich, 2 fudge round pies, and nutty buddy, a plain nutty buddy.
All right, give me a minute.
Okay, this next meal is seriously next level. The protagonist orders a full feast. Pizzas, snacks, you name it, and tells themselves they don't have to eat it all. But of course they do. They go all in on the food and finish every bite, proving just how hard it is to stop. This is just more proof that these cravings are strong, and changing these habits is no small feat. And with every meal, things just get tougher.
I order a lot, and I tell myself, you don't gotta eat it if you don't want it. But when I get it, I usually end up eating it all at once. So I can eat 2 full pieces with 2 orders of wings and an order of cheese.
Watching a trip to the grocery store turn into a total workout is both rough and real. Just walking through the aisles is exhausting, and the protagonist realizes how much their weight is making everyday stuff way harder. The trip becomes a reminder that something has to change if they want their life back. This hits hard, showing how even basic things can become huge struggles. And it turns out the family's guilt about enabling is just getting started.
So that he could take a break. All right, you need to sit?
Yeah.
I feel horrible for him. You know, I was always told that people in China are starving to death, so you finish your meal. But I am ridden with a lot of guilt because of the way that Mark is right now. I know that I've enabled Mark over the years, so I try not to enable him any longer.
They got ice cream down there?
So here's where the family finally admits they might have been part of the problem. They feel bad for giving so much food over the years, and are now struggling with figuring out when they're helping and when they're just enabling. It's hard for them to see where they went wrong, but it's clear they feel responsible. This is a huge moment of realization for the family, and it's not easy as they start to try to hold back from enabling even more.
I want Mark to be healthy. We can't live this life. We can't continue to live this life. I really believe in him, but it's a hard road.
I'm definitely at a crossroads right now. You know what I mean? It's urgent now. Got real.
You're gonna have asparagus, right?
Yes, please.
Finally, some progress to celebrate. The protagonist is grateful for all the family support, from words of encouragement to clearing out the junk food, and they admit they wouldn't have made it this far without them. Little victories feel huge when everyone's on the same page. This bit of success gives them a little hope for the journey ahead. And in the final scenes, we see just how much that support has meant.
I mean, I called April in tears. I'm not kidding.
Why? Is it that bad?
No, Mark. You just walked and you picked up the chair like it was no big deal. But it was unbelievable, you know. It was just, I couldn't believe it.
Well, wait till you see how quick I go home now. Peace out, Ma. Thank you. I love you.
You too, bye.
The brothers are sitting there talking about how they really need to fix their lives. Lonnie's like, it's gonna be worth it, and John's just nodding along like, yeah, let's just get this over with. You can feel the stress, but also this weird, hopeful vibe, like they're about to jump out of a plane without checking the parachute. Next up, things get real with the dreaded weigh-in.
Lonnie and John?
I think it'll be worth it for both of us to get this help, and we just have to face the music now. This is so stressful. I've gained a little bit of weight since last time I weighed.
Lonnie's all like, okay, I think I gained a bit, but whatever, and John's just standing there like he's waiting for his turn at the dentist. John finally says, it's been a while since I did this, like he's about to face some kind of haunted scale. Watching their nerves, you can't help but feel the tension and wonder what's next. But hang on, because the recovery glow-up is coming.
It's been a while since I've had my weight checked.
It's a big number, yeah.
He's super pumped about being 2 months post-surgery and loving the fact that all that extra skin is gone. Lonnie even has a date night planned with Amber to celebrate, and you can tell he feels like $1,000,000. It's one of those moments where you're like, dang, this guy really did it. Next stop, date night feels and relationship goals.
It's been 2 months since my surgery and I'm finally fully recovered. And having all that skin gone feels amazing. And tonight, me and Amber are going on a date to celebrate recovery. Whenever I was 600 pounds, it really put a crimp in our relationship because she was my caretaker. But that's not how it is anymore.
John talks about how being 600 pounds messed up their dynamic because Amber had to be his full-time caretaker. Now he's like, not anymore! And they're finally able to enjoy life together again. Their date night feels like a reset button on their love story. But just wait till you see John try to win back time with his son.
Hi, are you about ready to go?
Yes. Are you ready?
No, I just gotta change shirt and put my shoes on.
Let's rock and roll.
Yes.
Fun day. Before, I was just barely getting by. Now I get to think about the life I actually want, and it's overwhelming. But tonight, I just want to be in the moment.
John's hyped to go fishing with his son Caleb, and he's got this big smile like, yeah, I'm the cool dad now. He even admits he never thought he'd be able to do stuff like this, but here he is, living it. They don't even care if they catch a fish. They're just vibing and making memories. Coming up, John gets all sappy about Amber's sacrifices, but in a good way.
The fishing pole's in the tackle box, so you can grab that and I'll grab this.
All right, let's go fishing.
Yep, fishing time. Today, I'm going fishing with Caleb, and I'm excited about it. And I think he is too, because we've been fishing together, but not like this. Caleb gives me all the motivation. If it would have just been me and Amber, I don't think I would have ever done this.
He's like, wow, Amber gave up so much for me when I was basically stuck in bed. Now he's determined to be the guy who makes her feel like a queen, not her patient. It's a moment that feels straight out of a Hallmark movie, except way more real. Next, Lonnie's stepping into the wild world of dating, and it's kind of adorable.
It's hot. Yeah, sit in the shade for a minute.
Same goes for me and Amber. She has sacrificed a lot just to be together with me. Because the whole first part of being together, she had to care for me like a handicapped person. And now it's my chance to say thank you to her.
That was a lot of fun.
This makes me want to vote. Amber was there when I was at my worst. And I'm not at my best yet, but I'm getting there.
He's cracking jokes about how fat people don't go on picnics because sitting on the ground is like setting yourself up for disaster. But he's doing it anyway with Richard, and it's all cute and giggly because it's such a new experience for him. You can't help but root for the guy as he soaks in the joy of being able to do normal couple stuff. But hold tight, the family love fest isn't over yet.
Today I'm excited because Richard is surprising me and taking me on a date. And I love being surprised, especially by Richard. Richard did tell me it's gonna be sort of like a picnic. Going on a damn picnic. Fat people don't go on picnics, you don't sit on the ground, it's insane. You can't get up. So, you know, like it's just, oh, everything's just awesome.
Lonnie's super proud of how far they've both come, and John's just like, yeah, I'm crushing it too. There's this unspoken vibe of, we did this together, and you can tell their bond is way stronger now. It's one of those feel-good moments where you're just happy for them. Next up, John gets to live out a childhood dream, and it's epic.
My family knows I've been waiting for this for so long, and I worked so hard to get here that I'm not letting anything slow me down. I'm excited. Yeah. I've never been on any kind of date like this. It's just cool. Are we here? Is this it?
We're here.
Oh, it's so cool. Oh my God, it's so cute.
Lonnie surprises John with a trip to the racetrack, and it's like Christmas morning times 10 for John. He's climbing in and out of cars like a pro, and Lonnie's just standing there grinning, probably thinking, man, my brother's a rock star now. It's crazy to see how far they've come from struggling to thriving like this. But wait, the final reflection is gonna hit you right in the feels.
All right.
Fine, how are you?
My name's Lanny.
I'm Lonnie.
Nice to meet you, Lonnie.
I'm John.
John, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Today, John and I are headed to the racetrack. To drive a race car has always been one of John's biggest dreams. So I had a friend get us in so I could take John to do this dream thing.
This is Lonnie. Lonnie?
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you, Lonnie. This is John. John. Nice to meet you, John. Y'all have a good time.
John and Lonnie are just sitting there, talking about how they went from barely getting by to living these amazing lives. They're joking, laughing, and just soaking it all in, and you can't help but smile along with them. It's the perfect ending to a story that's all about hard work, family, and finding happiness. Seriously, what a wild, inspiring ride this has been.
We're thriving. We worked our asses off for 3 years. It was good to see him just so agile and being able to climb into cars and jump out of cars.
I grew up going to dirt track races as a kid, and this by far has been one of the best days of my life.
All right, here's where it all starts. Food is like her bestie, for real. She goes on about how food takes her stress away and feels like a loyal friend. She knows it's not healthy, but hey, old habits die hard. The disappointment in herself is real, but just wait. This journey's only getting started.
Food is like my best friend. I have some juice, Miss V. When I eat, it takes the stress away. That's what I do to help me cope with things.
I need a roller cart.
Right.
We gonna have to get one.
I know that the food is unhealthy and it's not good for me, but with the habit that I had so long, it's hard to change it.
Wow, she grew up in a family where food was like a whole vibe. Her family was all about love, church, and of course, food. From early on, food was more than just meals. It was love on a plate. But hold up, her peaceful family life, about to hit a serious plot twist.
You know, the situation with me as a child, I have 3 siblings. My sister, my older brother, I have a deceased brother. I was a baby, and up until the time that I was 12, everything was really peaceful. My dad was always at work. He was the provider to bring in the finance, but my mom, she was a great stay-at-home, mom. She made sure that we didn't want for nothing.
Okay, get ready for a sad one. She tells how her mom passed away when she was only 12. The way she describes the shock of finding out feels heavy, like a weight on her heart. This painful memory kickstarts her habit of using food to cope. And if you thought things couldn't get any tougher, wait till you see what happens next.
Because that's when my mom died very suddenly. My mother had asthma real bad, so one night she was having an attack. So my older brother, Terry, took mom to the hospital, and before she left, she said, if I don't make it back, tell everybody I love her. But, I'm not thinking that it's a possibility that my mom not gonna come back. So when we got to the hospital, when we went in...
Losing her mom? Tough. But it got even harder when her dad took off with a new lady. She moved in with her big sister, and while she had some company, that I'm totally alone feeling didn't go away. She found a new friend in food, and this friendship was only getting deeper. Stay tuned for her big leap into adult life. At 15.
When my mom passed away, I started to turn food into a comfort. Food took my painful thoughts away, and it made me happy for that moment. When my mom passed away, my father moved away 3 months later with a lady that I didn't get along with. I moved in with my older sister, which is my only sister. I stayed with her for a few years.
She always was a good little girl.
Yep, she got her own place at 15. And you thought you were independent. Her dad helped her sign a lease, and suddenly, she's living solo, doing what she wants, especially with food. No one to say no. So, of course, her eating just goes wild. Up next, life alone means food and freedom. Big time.
My own place. And I was only able to do that because my dad came through and signed for the lease in his own name. And I just been on my own ever since. So my dad being the type of man that he is, financial-wise, he did what he could, but as a child, he wasn't available, to be there when I needed him the most. So then I lived on my own for a while, and during that time, I gained a lot.
Watching her tell the story of her knee injury, all you can think is, that was the moment everything went downhill. After hurting her knee, she got a motorized wheelchair, and once she sat in it, well, she kind of never got back up. The whole thing sounds rough, but she says her fiancé still loves her just the way she is. But now, a little light shines ahead. A certain doctor she might want to call up.
I guess she stopped dieting and kept eating.
Like 5 years ago,
I fell and broke my knee, so I went to the hospital, and that's when I got the motorized wheelchair. And once I sat down in one of those, it's like I never got back up here. And my health has gone downhill ever since. Praise God that during that dark time, I was able to find a ray of light.
She's thinking of visiting Dr. Nowzaradan again, and it's about time. Last time, she wasn't exactly ready to get serious, but now it's starting to click. She might actually be up for a change. It's a big deal because this doctor isn't playing around. Stick around. Even regular tasks are about to get a lot harder for her.
A few years back, I went to see Dr. Now, but I don't think he ever took me really seriously because I decided that I wasn't ready yet. I couldn't commit to doing a program, but now I'm thinking that I need to go back and see him again.
You done?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Oh, you did real good.
And can I get a wet towel?
Grocery shopping for her is like a whole event. It's hard to believe how complicated this trip's about to get. She has her nephew Adrian helping her get ready, and just getting in the van takes some serious effort. By the time she's in, she's already exhausted. But hey, no stopping now. Inside the store is where things get real interesting, trust me.
Ready when you ready. Ready when you ready. Adrian got the keys. He waiting for you outside.
Okay, I'm coming.
It's cool.
I go grocery shopping maybe once a month because it's hard for me to get back and forth to the grocery store. Yeah. Would you tell Adrian I'm coming?
Grocery stores are her happy place, and it's like her version of going on a fun day trip. She doesn't just grab a few things, she's there for hours, picking snacks like it's the last food on earth. Food is her hobby, and it shows as she loads up her cart with all the goodies. But this little food adventure isn't over yet. She's got one more ritual to go.
Hold on, Noah, but back up. That's good right there. I take my chair because when I ride the store wheelchairs, I'm uncomfortable. When I'm in my wheelchair, I'm comfortable. And I don't get really tired when I go grocery shopping because I'm doing something that I like. Once I get inside, I be in the store for hours because I don't know the next time when I'm gonna go.
She finishes her shopping trip and doesn't even wait to get home to dig in. Nope, snacks in the car it is. Food is her ultimate comfort zone, so munching on the drive back just feels right. Her bond with food is, well, pretty intense, and it's hard to look away from this wild journey. Where she goes next is anyone's guess, but it's sure not going to be boring.
Oh my God.